Dear viewers, it is strange how politics can turn full circle. 3 years ago, Eknath Shinde was the man who toppled a sitting chief minister, split a party that was once his family, and walked into power with the full might of the BJP behind him. He called himself the true successor of Bal Thackeray. His supporters hailed him as the real Shiv Sena, and he was projected as the new face of Maharashtra's politics. But fast forward to now, and suddenly it looks like the same Eknath Shinde who once ran the show is slowly being written out of the script. His schemes scrapped, his powers curbed, his men sidelined. The question everyone is whispering in the corridors of Mantralaya: is this the end of the road for Eknath Shinde? And that is what we are discussing today. Hello, I am Tejas and you are watching Honest Take on Lokmat Times. Before we move forward with this interesting analysis, please do subscribe to Lokmat Times if you haven't already and press the bell icon to never miss an update. Let's start with the first red flag, the quiet killing of Shinde's flagship schemes. The Anandacha Shida scheme was Shinde's pride, a Diwali gift to the poor, a ₹100 festival kit with rice, dal, oil, sugar, flour, everything a family would need for the festive season. 16 million families benefited. It made him look like a chief minister who cared about the common man. But this year, the government announced it won't happen. No funds, said Minister Chhagan Bhujbal. Apparently, the money has to go to Ajit Pawar's Ladki Bahin Women's Scheme, which costs around ₹35,000 to 40,000 crore a year. Just like that, Anandacha Shida vanished from the budget. And that's not all. A list compiled by Shiv Sena UBT leader Ambadas Danvi reads like an obituary of Shinde's governance. 8 schemes discontinued or stalled. From Maji Shala Sundar Shala for school modernization, to the ₹1 crop insurance scheme for farmers, to Ladkya Bhavala apprenticeship for youth jobs, and even the Mukhyamantri Tirtha Darshan Yojana for senior citizens. All gone, paused, or quietly buried. Every program that bore his name seems to have met the same fate. Coincidence or calculation? See, this isn't happening in isolation. After the 2024 assembly elections, when the Mahayuti alliance won a comfortable majority, everyone thought Shinde had secured his place in history. He had delivered the seats. The BJP got 132, his faction 57, Ajit Pawar's NCP 41. But then came the shocker. Devendra Fadnavis was to be the chief minister again. Shinde resisted. Negotiations dragged on for days. The swearing in got delayed. In the end, he had to settle for the post of deputy chief minister. The same man who once made Fadnavis his deputy was now sitting a step below. That's when the message became clear. Shinde may have been useful, but he was no longer indispensable. After Fadnavis took charge, a series of decisions exposed the internal Cold War. Several of Shinde's key administrative orders were reversed. His ministers saw their proposals stalled. Guardian minister appointments for key districts like Nashik and Raigad were given to BJP and NCP leaders instead of his loyalists. When Shinde objected, the appointments were put on hold, but the damage was done. In Nashik, where the 2027 Kumbh Mela will take place, the post went to BJP's Girish Mahajan. Shinde did not attend Fadnavis's review meeting for the event. Instead, he held his own separate meeting a few days later. It was open defiance without open words. Then came February. Security cover for MLAs was reviewed, and suddenly the axe fell hardest on Shinde's men. Around 20 of his legislators lost their Y category security. This wasn't just administrative housekeeping, it was political signaling. And when the state budget arrived in March, the intent became impossible to ignore. 4 of Shinde's biggest schemes had zero allocation. No money for Anandacha Shida, no money for the Tirtha Darshan Yojana, no money for Shiv Bhojan Thali. The same Shiv Bhojan Thali that fed 2 lakh poor people daily was now left gasping for funds. Congress leader Vijay Wadettiwar said it bluntly. Shinde Sahib brought them to power, but now his schemes are being scrapped. He wasn't wrong. By mid-2025, even BJP's own leaders weren't hiding their irritation with Shinde. Ganesh Naik, the veteran Navi Mumbai strongman, took a veiled swipe saying outsiders were exploiting the city's land, gas and water. No one missed who he was referring to. And what is interesting is every time Shinde tried to project himself as a strong leader, something new would happen to clip his wings. A decision reversed, funds denied, allies distancing themselves. Almost as if someone was making sure that his rise stopped right where it began. The real test is yet to come. The BMC elections, Mumbai's crown jewel. India's richest civic body. For 25 years, it was the Shiv Sena's fortress. Now the question is, who owns that legacy? Both Shinde's Shiv Sena and Uddhav Thackre's Sena claim the tiger emblem in spirit, even if the symbol is legally divided. The BJP, on the other hand, wants to dominate Mumbai completely this time. If Shinde's candidates are cut down in Mumbai, it's not just about losing an election. It's about losing the political oxygen that keeps his faction alive. Because remember, most of his MLAs defected with him in 2022, believing he could protect their future. If he looks weak now, that belief collapses. Shinde's real power base, though, is not Mumbai, it is Thane. Thane is his emotional and political home. It's where he built his career under Anand Dige. But even here, the ground is shifting. Local corporators are changing sides again. The BJP is asserting itself through old loyalists, and the turf wars are spilling into neighboring cities like Navi Mumbai and Kalyan Dombivli. Ganesh Naik has already warned that if BJP workers aren't respected, there should be no alliance in local polls. That's not just posturing, it is pressure. When BJP leaders start dictating alliance terms in Shinde's backyard, you know who is losing the grip. Let's pause and look at the bigger picture. The BJP's strategy across the country has always been methodical. Build allies, use them to neutralize rivals, then gradually absorb their space. And now, they seem to be doing it with Shinde's Sena. By dismantling his schemes and starving his departments of funds, the BJP ensures that Shinde doesn't have a separate identity or political credit to claim. That means fewer welfare announcements with his face on them, fewer hoardings, fewer photo ops, and eventually fewer votes credited to his name. It's the slow politics of erasure, and Shinde seems to know it. He has been unusually quiet in recent months, carefully avoiding public confrontation with Fadnavis or Ajit Pawar. When asked about the rift, he called it media imagination. But the truth is, silence often speaks louder than denial. The opposition Mahavikas Aghadi sees all these as an opportunity. Uddhav Thackre's camp is already reaching out to disillusioned Shinde leaders, reminding them of what they lost. Ambadas Danve's list of scrapped schemes isn't just a critique. It's a trap. It paints a picture of Shinde as powerless, someone who can't even save his own programs, let alone his supporters. And if that image sticks, defections could begin again, but this time in reverse. So where does this leave Shinde? Here is the thing, Eknath Shinde's rise was never about ideology. It was about timing, opportunity and leverage. He moved when Uddhav was isolated. He rebelled when BJP was looking for an entry back into power. And he became chief minister when no one else could make the numbers work. But politics runs on relevance. Once your usefulness fades, your power does too. Right now, Shinde looks like a man being politely escorted to the exit while still being told he is part of the family. The withdrawal of his schemes, the shrinking of his seat share, the sidelining of his loyalists all point to one reality. The BJP doesn't want another power center inside the alliance. Ajit Pawar at least brings regional vote bank and administrative heft. Shinde brings symbolic value, but symbols don't last long in power games. And if he fails to deliver in the BMC or Thane polls, the knives will come out sharper than ever. So is this really the end of the road for Eknath Shinde? Not yet, but the road ahead is narrow, slippery and lined with signs that say, proceed at your own risk. He still has some influence, especially in Thane and Kalyan. He still has MLAs who owe their careers to him. But he is also surrounded by allies who have outgrown him and an opposition that wants revenge. In politics, survival isn't about how loudly you roar. It's about how long you stay relevant when everyone around you wants you forgotten. And as of now, Eknath Shinde looks like a man fighting not for power, but for space. Space in headlines, in budgets, in decision-making rooms, and in Maharashtra's political memory. Because once that space shrinks, it's over. This is honest take, and that's the truth nobody in Mantralaya will say out loud, but everyone knows.